Yo, 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 it's your boy Maki,
Okay.
and we are live. I'm gonna have Kane go check the stream and make sure everything's cohesive and that the music isn't too loud. If the music's way louder than me talking, let me know so I can go ahead and turn that down. We have a lot to
You
talk
already
about.
say that you're live.
Yeah, it's live on my. It is live. You need to go check again because I can see it right now.
I'm
Uh,
looking at it right now on my phone, and
Hold
it's
up.
not saying that you're live.
Let me grab my phone. By the way, Millie, we got Millie wants to. We'll talk about that outside here. Yeah, it's live right now. Hold on, let me see. By the
Okay.
way, Millie, we got Millie wants to. We'll talk about that outside here. Yeah, it's live right now. Oh, but the music isn't playing. 1 second.
There it goes. Now it says
Can
it.
you hear it now?
Damn. Yeah. Okay.
Can you hear it now? Can you hear the music though? No?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, 1 second. Let me just do one more window capture. Bear with me, guys. You know we do this shit all off the top. It's never. Can you hear it now? No? You can't hear it? No.
Uh-uh.
Interesting. What about now?
I still don't.
You should be able to hear it now.
Now I can hear it.
You should be able to hear it now. Okay, and it's good. It's not too loud, right? Or should I turn it
Uh-uh.
down a little bit? Let's turn it down just a
No,
little bit.
it's fine.
Okay. Without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about this episode. Star Wars Kenobi Show. Dude, episode 5 was definitely the best one yet. Um, there's so many things that I want
That
to
it
break
was.
down about this, but Kane, you stole the show last time with the beginning, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about my first point of emphasis on why I think this was the best episode. So,
Take it away.
first of all, we are going to talk about the Hayden Christensen cameos. That is what we want to see. That is what us who grew up with the prequels want to see. We want to see more Hayden and we want to see more Ewan. You know, we've only seen those precious moments in a lot of cartoon styled animations, but to see it real, to see these actors, and obviously they were de-aged, but to see them look damn near perfect compared to their old selves was jaw dropping for me.
It was a
And
real treat.
the fact that George Lucas doesn't directly have has his hands on this project, yet they're swaddling this show like a baby, and they're taking care of it the way they're supposed to. They're doing an amazing fucking job, and I love it. And that's the first point of emphasis why I think this is the greatest episode. But Kane, I'm gonna pass it to you. So, What's your first reason why you think that this is one of the best episodes that the show has given us so far?
Not only for the whole Anakin cameo thing, but
Mm.
also you get more background from Reva. You learn
Yeah.
that, and spoiler alert, by the way, for those who haven't seen the episode, go watch it before you listen to this. But you get to learn more of her background, and you called it. She was at the Jedi Temple during Order 66,
Insane. And
and you could just see the look on her face right before Vader killed her. She looked just like that little girl back at the temple. Man, that actually had me not like about to tear up, but like you could just see the fear in her eyes, and it's just like, damn.
dude, it was beautiful. And
Mm.
to add on to what you said about that, it's dope that we finally got an explanation for Reva because a lot of the fan base, well, kind of was like, we want to understand more about her. She just seems like this anger consumed character that just is just like is so thirsty to prove herself to Vader. When in reality, she
Yeah.
despises Vader.
Yeah. She
It,
basically did the
excuse
same
me.
thing that Vader was planning on doing to Palpatine, or she
Hmm.
tried to.
Yep. What did you think about What did you think about Vader's combat and just his
Dude,
advancement in the
he's
Force?
he's overpowered. He is way overpowered compared to the Vader from episodes 4, 5, and 6. Dude, he is insane.
He had some pretty crazy feats. Like,
Uh-huh.
did you ever play Star Wars: The Force Unleashed?
The Force Unleashed, yeah.
It gave me vibes of Star Killer whenever he grabbed the ship and brought it back fucking down,
Yeah,
bro. Like that just goes to show you right there how much I guess you wouldn't say he found a balance, but how much more in tune he is with his power. Because don't forget, he has the highest midi-chlorian count of any Jedi. He was the chosen one. Like,
yep.
in my opinion, Reva, even though she thought that she was gonna do something brave. I think she was idiotic for even trying. This is Anakin Skywalker we're talking about.
Yeah.
But I could see why she would, because you know the word around town before Order 66 even took place is Anakin moves on emotion.
Yep.
He's overindulged in
His
rushing.
feelings.
He plays checkers. He doesn't play chess.
Yeah.
You know the king. What does the king do while the pawns and the bishops and the rooks sacrifice him? Sacrifice themselves. The king remains. Does the king get emotional when a pawn gets taken out? No. Does that mean that they're not affected by it? No. But it just means that they're being wise. So,
Yep.
I just feel like that's the common perception about Anakin Skywalker, now Vader. So maybe that's why Reva did it. And I don't. Do you think Reva actually thought that she would succeed in trying to betray Vader?
I feel like if she and Obi-Wan had teamed up against them, they would have had a slight better chance. But by herself, no.
Did you see the fear? Did you see the fear in Obi Wan's eyes while leaving?
Mm-hmm.
He's in fear, man. He still hasn't. I thought this episode was going to be more of a. Like I told you, I thought he was going to speak to Qui-Gon. The Force Ghost. I thought this is where he would kind of want to reconnect, so that he could get stronger. But it seems like he didn't even have enough time to do that right now because they were still on his ass.
Yeah, I mean, did you see the way how he pulled that ship out the air?
Yeah.
I would have shit myself too if I
Shout
was
out to the
Obi-Wan.
people in the chat. Bro said Vader playing with Reva. Holy shit, that was so badass. Yes, bro. It
Dude,
was
it
definitely
was.
badass. What did
It
you what
really
did what
was.
did you think about that psychological mind fuck that Vader did on Reva? It was basically a test. What did you think about that, Kane?
I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question.
It was just fucking crazy, bro. Like, it's like you could take one or two things here. You could say Vader didn't plan this, the cards just fell into his hands, but we just saw, once again, I called it again, guys. Don't call me a prophet. But the Grand Inquisitor, the original Grand Inquisitor that was killed, is still alive. You know why? Because he has two stomachs. And who's to say that Vader and the Grand Inquisitor didn't put this together? Who's to say that the Grand Inquisitor, previously to being stabbed, planned this together with Vader and maybe even the Emperor to test if Reva was actually going to turn to the dark side, or if she did it out of
Maybe.
fear? Because think about it. When she was taken in the Jedi Temple, Order 66, the only reason that she would even go with Anakin is because she feared for her life. She had no choice.
Yep.
She didn't do it out of
Yep.
love. And it's better to be respected from love than fear. Because guess what?
Yep.
If you're respected by fear, eventually those people they won't fear you no more. You can only be the big bad boogeyman for so long.
Yep.
But man, what did you think about just how did Hayden look on screen? And I think
That
even
was crazy.
I think even his acting was more crisp.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see it,
You
bro?
could tell. You could tell. He had some bags around his eyes from him being a little bit older, but other than that, I thought it looked amazing.
Dude, Ewan McGregor looked younger. I was like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
Like he looked younger than even when he played. He looked more like, to me, he looked more like Attack of the Clones Obi Wan. I was like, damn.
For real.
But I like how they gave us the signature fuckboy man bun, Anakin hairstyle. I was like, that was crazy. I just loved it, man. It was a
It really
phenomenal
was.
episode. So
What would be your rating 1 out of 10?
11. Wait,
11.
21. Nah, it was.
Yeah.
I'll give it a solid. It's a 10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. Like, And just to back to Vader's combat skills. Wow, you would this man can dismantle you and make you look like a fool without even having to touch his lightsaber.
For real.
Doesn't need
I
his
mean,
lightsaber.
he's like the Jet Li of the Force or the Bruce Lee of the
Yeah,
Force.
man was doing. Did you see the motions he was doing? The dude was doing.
Yeah.
The dude was doing the smooth criminal Michael Jackson dance while
Yeah.
Reva being a fucking tryhard like
He-
people that camp on Call of Duty. But that's a whole other video. But
but
it was just crazy, man.
he's the friggin' Bruce Lee of the Force, pretty much.
Bruce Lee the Force. That's a pretty good analysis there. So, what did you? But
He's,
we haven't even
what,
talked about. We haven't even talked. What were we gonna say?
what do you think's gonna happen to Reva? Do you think she's gonna survive or is she gonna die there?
So, if the Grand Inquisitor got 9 lives, then they better give Reva another one. I think Reva is going to turn to the light, and she's either going to start training with Obi Wan, or she is going to go off on a rogue mission by herself, and maybe she'll link with some of the Jedi that escaped to the. I don't know. I really don't know. Like everything here is just headcanon at this point, but I don't think Reva's done yet. She can't be done yet. They built her up that many episodes for her to die. That's just like what I said with the Grand Inquisitor. There's no way in hell that they're just one and done.
At first, I wanted her to die, and now I want her to survive.
Yeah, I want her to survive. It kind of reminded me of how Kylo Ren turned to the light and partnered up with Rey.
But we're not going to talk about that because we don't consider that to be Star Wars.
Yeah, that's not canon. That's like the Dragon Ball GT of Star Wars. We don't claim that shit. That has nothing to do with the regular timeline.
Nope.
But you know they're gonna try to connect it. You know that.
I hope they don't. I really hope they don't.
So what'd you think about our sweetheart Leia? She did a pretty damn good job. She saved a lot of people's lives this episode, man.
I know. She even saved Lola too. She took that. But
Speaking of Lola, bro, can we get an F in the chat for what's her name again? The lady that died.
Tala.
Bro.
Tala.
Let's.
Tala. Rest in peace to Tala, dude. And rest in peace to that droid. He went out like a complete G.
Bro, he went out like a G. That nigga is the giant Wally, and he went out like a G, bro. So
For real.
did you think that Tala was going to stay? Like, I think Tala, like, she could have escaped, but seeing her comrade do something so heroic like that, she said, I'll do it too. And people don't understand how
like a G2.
People don't understand that's not an easy decision.
Uh-uh.
That's not an easy decision. She didn't.
But then again, she could have got shot again trying to escape.
Yep, and she said, you know what? Instead of I'm being selfish, and which in some areas, sometimes in life you have to be selfish, but she chose to be selfless to spare many.
Yep.
I think it's a dope lesson that you can get from there. And Metroid Prime Samus head-ass robot is a gangster. That's all I gotta say about him.
For real.
He is a real one, bro. But yeah,
For
man.
real.
What did you think about our boy Luke? We saw him laying in bed at the end.
Man, I don't know. I ain't seen too much of him yet, so I don't really know what to think about him yet.
I'm skeptical. I'm ready to see how he acts.
Yeah, for real.
Because we never really got to see a young Luke. Like, we saw a young Luke, but even young Luke looked like a damn teenager in A New Hope. You know?
I mean, he pretty much was.
Wasn't he like 19 or something? Like, I think he was like 17,
Something like that.
17 at the time.
Something like that.
Yeah. So,
Mark Hamill's ugly ass.
do you think that? Do you think that Vader and Obi-Wan are going to encounter, but the next time that they encounter, do you think that Obi-Wan is going to try to convince Anakin to come back to the light, or do you think that it's going to be an all-out battle again?
I feel like it might be both. Like, he might be trying to convince him as they're fighting.
Yeah.
Or Obi-Wan could be shook from the power that Vader displayed that he might just try and run again.
Yeah, and speaking of Vader and Obi-Wan, that one scene where Obi-Wan was getting over, he was trying to go basically kill all of them. I thought that he was going to walk across Leia for a second because Leia was up there doing the wiring, and I was like, bro, if they come across each other, even though he doesn't know he has children, if he comes across Leia, he's going to sense something. You know?
Especially if he comes across Luke at any point.
Yeah. Man. So like I said, it was an amazing episode, and Shout out to the 13 people in the chat. Really appreciate you guys.
Hey,
We're gonna give you guys a lot of content. This episode has given us a lot of content, and I'm actually gonna be with dickhead Mr. Kane tomorrow, so we're gonna give you guys a lot of content. It might not be
man.
as HQ because I'm not gonna be at my PC, but we're gonna make it work like we always do, bro. It's
Yep.
the thing is, whatever obstacle lies in front of you, you have to figure a way to get around it. Just like what the hell Leia did.
Yeah, for
Leia,
real.
a little kid, saved the lives of many.
Yeah.
So, do you think this is? What do you have to say about anyone that has any criticisms and is nitpicking about this episode? Because I know there's some YouTubers out there that
Man,
just always.
y'all need to go sit in the back seat. For real.
Yeah,
Be thankful that they're giving us something that's canon, bro.
they're blessing
Stop being
us.
so damn picky.
Yeah, they're doing
Stop being
justice.
so damn picky, bro.
This is amazing, bro. Like, I'd rather have this than another season of Clone Wars. I'm a live action type of guy. Don't get me wrong, I'll watch
Me too, for real.
animes and shit like that, but when it's live action and the live action is actually a lot like the game, that's where I mean the show, that's where I can respect it. Like
Oh yeah.
like for instance, the Uncharted movie was not as interesting to me because I feel like they didn't make it a lot like the game. They
Yeah.
made it they made it how do I explain this? They made it I
They
guess
made it with the same. They made the same characters and stuff. It's just
they
the
tried
way
to put
that
a
they
twist
wrote.
on it.
It was the way they wrote the story that kind of didn't really,
Yeah. But episode
I
5
guess,
was amazing.
catch my attention.
And I'm sorry we didn't give you a spoiler warning before, but you should know by now. It says reaction on the damn video. You think I'm gonna react without spoiling? You're a goofball.
I told them spoiler alert before we started explaining.
But
So,
yeah, we'll be giving you guys a lot of content. There's a lot of stuff going on. But hey, like I always said, may the force be with you. Work hard, but also work smart. And that's all I have to say. Kane, do you have anything else you want to add?
yep, keep your head up, stay prayed up.
Alright guys, well thank you for spending time with us. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. You guys have
Stay
a
with
great
your
one,
friends and family.
and we'll catch you later.
Peace out.